Welcome
to Bookshop Bombshells.
I'm Andrea.
And I'm Elizabeth. And this is a podcast where we each read a book.
And tell you about the book with no spoilers.
No spoilers, just in case you want to read it.
Yeah. And tell you, and maybe you do, and maybe you don't.
Yeah. So I usually like to start off the podcast with a thought. And I honestly have no thoughts in my head at the moment. Any thoughts you've had during your reading for the last 2 weeks?
No, I picked a really delightful, murder-free book, and it was everything I needed, actually.
Good. So. Just a happy-go-lucky book?
Yeah, it was nice. It was cute. Because I also have no thoughts, so why not just jump right in?
Just zero thoughts in our heads. Yeah, go ahead.
So
what did you read?
So I read The Road to Roswell by Connie Willis.
Oh, I like the cover a lot.
There's a UFO taking a cow in the background.
Yeah.
It's kind of cute. This book was written in 2023.
Okay.
Not super old, not super new. So basically the story starts off with the main girl, Francie, getting off her plane, which stopped in Albuquerque, where she's meeting with her friend Serena. She is the maid of honor at Serena's wedding. They were college roommates and really helped each other out and just became really good friends. So Francie's always been there to help Serena decide not to get married or date these terribly ridiculous guys she's been with. So
can I ask really fast?
Yeah.
What genre is this book in? Is it a sci-fi or is it fiction? Yeah, what?
It's fiction, sci-fi.
Okay. I'm just curious, if I was in a bookstore where I would find it.
That's I would assume that it would be in sci-fi because the author has done a lot with this sci-fi.
Okay. Sorry. I needed some context.
No, that's great. Sometimes I know answers.
Yeah.
So Francie gets off the plane, and the first thing that she sees is there's this guy holding up a sign that says, "First Contact Committee, welcome to the UFO Festival."
Oh.
And so
That's fun.
She's like, well, Serena's been with a base jumper, a survivalist, a shaman, a storm chaser, a brethren. Her current guy, her fiance, is into UFO chasing and things. So she's like, man, is the wedding really gonna be in Roswell, New Mexico?
No. That's cool though.
Where the UFO festival is gonna be. Which, if this is, I hadn't had a chance to look up if do they really do that? It's on the 4th of July weekend.
Oh, cool.
Because that's when the Roswell crash had happened. There was people in the airport debating what actual day it was.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of people in alien costumes and Star Trek costumes.
So this is a real thing.
Yeah, I feel like it is.
Yeah, it has to. We're saying it is.
If it's not, please make it
needs
happen.
to be a thing.
But so she's like, well, I can't find Serena anywhere. So she ends up getting a hold of her, and she's like, hey, I got caught up. I'm trying to get your maid of honor dress. I'm gonna send the best man, Larry, who's totally hot, out to come get you. But there was a UFO sighting a few nights ago, so Larry went with the groom to go check it out. So
they're both nerds.
So she's like, Francie, you're gonna have to rent a car and get here. And she's like, oh, thank God, I didn't want to be in the car for 3 hours with a UFO net.
If he's hot though, I think I'd be okay with that.
I think she understands that the type of men that Serena is into is they don't have anything better to talk about than
it's the one thing. That's their one thing.
They don't want to ask you questions about you either.
Yeah,
probably they're just
obsessed with their one thing. And
so she gets in this giant line at the airport to rent a car, and there's all these people are you going to the UFO festival? And she's like, no, I'm going to a wedding. They're like, you should really go and check it out. It's really cool. And there's like an older woman there that's like, oh, well, you shouldn't drive there alone. Like, that's when people get abducted and like all these things that they tell her. And then Serena had called her back and was like, hey, I have another friend that is coming into the airport in a couple hours. Do you mind like driving back with him? And she's like, I'm like, sure, is he totally hot too? And like worried about it. And she's like, well, Henry is like really just kind of boring and sane and not very like extreme
like a normal person.
He's like a normal guy and like works for the FBI.
Oh,
so,
that's
like,
so boring.
It's like, I don't even want to. No, he's not for you.
Yeah.
And so, but like his flight kept getting delayed after, and she finally got in the rental car, and it turned out that like Serena called and was like, he's doing a red-eye flight. Like, just come on, like just come on. So she's like, okay, cool. So she gets to Roswell and is like, Serena on the phone. Is like, where do I go? And she's like, oh, the UFO museum. Hurry, I need your help. It's crazy here. And she's like, oh Lord, they're getting married at the UFO museum.
Oh,
like,
that's awesome.
We think it's awesome, and I think Francie's just over the shenanigans.
I feel like the UFO museum is probably lame though.
So the problem, like, I think her friend was like really about it until they got there and started trying to set up everything. So like Francie got there and she's like looking around and there's like a fake alien on a gurney doing like autopsy stuff on it, and it's just like really cheesy, like looks like grade schoolers made it. I've not been to the UFO museum.
I've been to a UFO museum. I just don't know what UFO museum.
I don't know how cheesy it is or is not.
I feel like it's probably very cheesy.
I really want to go to Roswell so I can go see this stuff.
Oh yeah, we did go to Roswell.
I
literally have been to Roswell. We spent like an afternoon in Roswell, and I'm just not remembering. It was a little bit of a letdown.
We got there and like,
and we did go to the museum.
The sun was
it's
already.
It's not good for a wedding.
And you can vouch. We got there after the sun went down and everything was closed. So it was just like, oh, we'll go to the one tourist like gift shop that's still open just to be like, yeah, I was here.
We found something. Yeah, I think I like bought a t-shirt and a magnet and stuff.
So Serena's like, oh, go try your maid of honor dress on. And Francie's like, oh, the ugly dresses that she's had. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah.
But she goes and tries it on. She's like, it's really not, I'm like, it's kind of long. And she goes, well, you got to take your sneakers off. So like she goes and puts heels on. She's like, oh, it's not that bad. It's like, is it like kind of fluorescent in the dark? So it kind of like glows.
I was going to ask if it was like green.
It wasn't like green, but it was like a opalescent, I feel like.
Okay. That sounds pretty.
And so then she starts arguing with the guy that works there that's like trying to tell her like, no, you can't cover that up. Like, you have to get approval for this. And so Serena's like, well, I've got these string lights in my car. Can I at least put those up to make it like a little fancy? He goes, well, I'd have to see them to approve it. So Francie's like, well, I'll run out to your car and get it. Granted, since the festival's in town, they're parked like blocks away.
Yeah.
So Francie goes out to her friend's car and opens the door. And when she opens it, she's like looking for the string lights. And then she realizes there's like this tumbleweed that's in the back seat of the car.
Okay.
And she's like, weird. Okay, what is that? And then like, so she's like still looking and she opens the front door. It's like started to move its branches on its own and then like lassos her and like puts her in the front of the car. So she's like, oh, hail.
Uh-oh.
I've like all the people at the airport. I'm alone. Like, I got abducted. This has to be an alien.
By a tumbleweed?
The
tumbleweed is an alien?
Yeah.
It's an alien tumbleweed?
Okay. The alien tumbleweed.
Okay.
So it's like got no eyes. It didn't have like a mouth, ears. Like it's just like a tumbleweed. But like it uses its little branches for arms, but he's got all of them. And they're like whoosh, whoosh, real fast.
Yeah.
So she's like, should I throw my keys out of the window? Like thinking of all the things they tell you to do when you get abducted by like people.
Like by a human.
She's like, it's not going to work. So the alien's like pointing out the window and like ends up wrapping her like feet up and pressing the gas basically. And she's like, okay, I'll drive. So like they get out of town and he's like pointing at the direction to go through the window with his little branch tumbleweed arms. And he ends up like making her turn off of the main road down like a dirt road. And it just, the road is gone at one point and it's just like desert. And then the like sun starts going down and he like makes her stop, and he gets out of the car and he goes and looks, and like, I know he ain't got eyes, but it looked like he's just looking at the sky and stuff. So Francie's like, now's my chance. So she sneaks out of the car and tries to call Serena. Well, she didn't have voicemail box set up.
No.
And so she's like, oh yeah, the FBI guy, Henry, that I was supposed to like, she gave me his number. So she like tries to call him, and she leaves like most of a voicemail about it. But then like all of a sudden she like gets whiplash lassoed back to the truck. Like, the alien just like grabs her and throws her in. And then like at the same time, he like tosses her phone across the desert. And she's like, no, who's going to help me now? And so she's like kind of freaking out, but kind of really calm about it too. So they end up driving, and like the next day there's a hitchhiker in the middle of nowhere, and like he like gets in, like doesn't really give them the option, like gets in the middle of the road, so she has to stop. And she's like, really, you don't want this, right?
Yeah. Oh no.
And so he like opens the door, and the alien like lassos him in basically. So now it's him and her in the car, and he's like not freaked out about it, but he's just like, his name's Wade. He's like a con man. So, and he's got this duffel bag full of like brochures for like alien abduction insurance or something that he was like on the way to the festival to like sell to people.
Yeah.
And so he's like, oh my God, man, nothing really freaks me out anymore. But he gives the little alien guy a name. So he names him Indy after Indiana Jones.
Aww.
And like, he's kind of, Indy's pretty cool. So, like, Wade and Francie are in the car, and she's like, dude, I'm running out of gas. And they're, like, talking about it, like, what's going to happen? Like, this is an alien. What's he going to do to us? And da-da-da-da. But they're, like, also get this weird feeling that, like, I don't know, like, they can get out of it or something. So they like, stop at this middle of nowhere gas station, and they come up with this plan, like, Wade's going to, like, tell Indy like, oh, they need gas or the car won't go anymore to help you get to where you need to go. So he's like showing him how the gas pump works. And then Francie goes into the store, and she's supposed to like get on the phone and like call the people, but she had already tried to call the police in Roswell, and they were like, will you quit tying up our lines? This is so stupid.
Yeah, it's the UFO festival. Like,
so she gets in the gas station. There's like no clerk at the counter. There's like no phone. She's like, what am I gonna do? So like, she like is looking in the back. She's like looking in the freezer, and she comes back out to the front. There's this guy there, and he's just got like a bag of Doritos and some Cokes.
Doritos.
I know. So he's like questioning her and stuff, and he's like, well, I don't know. And they go out to the car. Well, this guy's name is Lyle, and he's like a huge UFO enthusiast, like conspiracy theorist maximum, like just really into that. Well, Indy also traps him in the car, and he panics. He's like screaming and crying, and Indy like mummies him into like branches because it's freaking him out.
Yeah.
And they're trying to be like, Lyle, it's fine. Just calm down. If you calm down,
he's a nice tumbleweed.
He's actually pretty chill. And he's like, no, he's going to probe us.
Oh,
and
God.
like freaking out, and like knows all of the like Area 51 conspiracies and all of this stuff. So it's really his like comic relief in this story, but also kind of irritating. So then she's still got the wedding dress on, or the maid of honor dress on, and they're getting hungry, so they're like, Indy, we're gonna have to stop somewhere and like get food. Like, we need fuel, just like the car
driving
does.
around. Like, Indy's like looking for his ship or something.
We don't know.
We're
not sure.
Okay, so they're just driving around with this alien.
Yeah.
They don't know where they're going.
No.
Okay.
And like
gathering people as they go.
Right. So they stop at a trading post to get, people fuel, food and stuff. And Wade and Lyle go in and then come out with some food. And then Francie goes in, and she ends up like running to the bathroom, grabbing some like clothes. Oh, but Wade had got her like some shorty shorts and a tank top that had like sequins on it that was just like something about aliens. I can't remember what it was. And she was like, this isn't obvious at all.
Yeah.
And like, why would you pick me the tiniest outfit you could? Because you're a dude and you don't know.
Yeah.
But she ends up getting stuck with this older woman named Eula May, who's like adorable. She's like on an like a seniors casino bus, and they
Nice.
had
Yeah.
stopped there too. So Francie goes outside, and the car is gone, and she's like, "Oh my God, they left me. This was like a ruse the whole time. He was trying to get rid of me the whole time." Talking about Wade. And then she goes around to the other side and sees it next to like a police cruiser, because she's seen cops in there, and got really nervous too, because she's like, "Oh my God, they're the men in black, they're gonna like take me, and it's gonna be bad." But so she goes out to the gas pump, and Eula May runs back because she had picked up like a cowgirl hat and something else. And Indy's like arm comes out and gets her, and all of a sudden they're in this giant RV.
Okay.
A giant RV. It's called the Outlaw. A guy named Joseph owns it, and he's like a big like Western buff. And he doesn't even call.
I was just thinking of the car game that we play with RVs, the Anal Outlaw.
Oh yeah. So he doesn't call it an RV. He calls it a Western trail wagon, which that would be really funny to say with that too. But so he's got like every Western known to man in his like DVD collection. Nothing's connected to the internet. Everything's pretty serviceable. Oh, and Indy figured out how to convert things so they didn't need gas, so they would never have to stop for gas. And so,
so he's a smart tumbleweed.
And so it's them. They all kind of like, except for Lyle, of course, they all kind of like converge and be like, "Well, we kind of want to help Indy. Like, he's like got a
They're like
mission."
realizing that he needs help. Yeah, basically, he's not just like abducting them.
So they're like, everybody's kind of like falling in love with Indy, and like, "No, we need to help him," and da 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 da. So the rest of the story is kind of about that, but it was just really cute and heartwarming, and I love Indy.
Yeah.
He's so fun. So yeah,
it kind of sort of reminds me a little bit, which I honestly, I have to say, I haven't finished this book, and I want to pick it back up because the movie's coming out, the Project Hail Mary.
I remember when you started reading that.
Yeah, like I think it was just one of those books that like I just didn't have time to read at the time, but I did really like it. And now that the movie's coming out, I really want to go back and finish the book. But there is like a little alien creature in that too that it kind of makes me think of Indy. It
had action and a little bit of romance and a little bit of this.
I was a little curious if it was going to be romancy when they kept talking about how hot guys were.
Yeah. I mean, there's like, she gets taken. She's supposed to be there for her friend at the wedding, and she's like worried that she's not going to make it, and that she's going to marry this crazy UFO nut and or crash chaser or whatever. But so that was The Road to Roswell.
Okay.
Bye. It was Connie Willis.
Do you know what the Goodreads was? Did you look it up?
It was 3.75.
Yeah,
I would have given it a higher score, but I don't know if I just really needed.
It was just like good for you.
Yeah.
It was what you needed.
It was just what I needed.
Yeah, I'm starting to question a little bit Goodreads a little bit too, because usually like my book was a little lower too, and I generally, like, a lot of times when I'm looking through books, like when I'm at the bookstore, I'll like see a bunch of books that I like, and I'll start looking them up on Goodreads. And if it's not like at least a 4, like I won't pick it up.
See, and I'm not because I've read books that have gotten low ratings on there.
Yeah, I think I'm changing my view on Goodreads is changing. Like I shouldn't trust it as much. For like a good book.
For me, I might give a book a higher rating if it was something that was just like, it kept me wanting to know. Like, it kept my attention.
Well, like Lost Queen is the one I did last week is like a good or last time was a good example, because I mean it was still like a solid 4, but like I was just like, what are you talking about? Yeah. Like this was like, to me, like at least like a 4.4, like a much higher 4. Yeah. I thought.
Because I just looked it up. This one was a 3.72 on Goodreads. Okay. So I would have given it like a 4.75. Yeah. But I also just probably need it.
Yeah, I do. I think you're right. Like lots of books, like the time that they find you really matters. Mm-hmm. Like it was just like it was what you needed.
Yeah.
At the time. Okay.
Well,
So what did I do?
what'd you read?
So I broke one of our rules, and I actually already talked to you about this book. I did the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix.
I'm so excited to hear about this book.
Because I did tell you about it because I wasn't sure if I was going to do it.
Well, you didn't tell me much about it, but you had talked about
I told you that I had read it.
Okay, yeah.
Mostly, I did audiobook on this one. I had another book that I had planned to read for this episode, but I didn't finish it in time. And I enjoyed this book so much that I kind of wanted to talk about it instead. Yeah. And then I'll do my other one for next time. So Grady Hendrix, we have done Grady Hendrix before. Yes. Our first episode, you did the Final Girl Support Group. Yes. This was my first Grady Hendrix book. I think he's a great author. Yeah. Like I think he's a really solid author. I will say it took me a little bit to get into this book. Audiobook, the narrator's great.
Okay, good.
Like
good
the narrator, I really like the narrator. But it did take me a little bit to like get into it, but once I was into it, I was like hooked. Like I was like, what is happening?
I need to know more.
So I do have a couple trigger warnings.
Oh, good thought.
Yeah, because this one I think really needs them. So there is rape, there's sexual assault of a minor, and there's a suicide attempt.
Okay.
So just anyone who thinks about picking up this book, just know that those things are going to happen. I'm not going to talk about them because they're a little bit later in the book.
But they're there.
They happen.
We should start doing that for books.
Yeah, I do think we should.
Sorry for not previously, guys.
Yeah, I don't know if we've done any that have been so bad because this was like this was the first book I've read because it's a horror book. Mm-hmm. And I've read, we've done horror before. I've read a bunch of horror. I think this was the first book that I was just like pulling my hair out. I was just like, what
is happening?
What is happening? Why is this happening? Like, why am I listening to this? But I loved it. I did love it. Like, it was still really good. So if you've read any other of Grady Hendrix's books, he also has My Best Friend's Exorcism.
Oh, yeah.
So this book is written in the same like neighborhood / time frame of My Best Friend's Exorcism.
The little universe.
Yeah, which I haven't read it, and I kind of want to because I'm curious if you can kind of tell that they're going on like simultaneously.
Oh yeah, okay.
So he has like a fun little author's note in the beginning when he talks about like My Best Friend's Exorcism. It's following like these two teenage girls, and in it like the parents are terrible. And he says, they're terrible because it's from a teenager's point of view, but like, and I think he kind of bases a lot of his books, or at least that book and this book, like kind of on like his own life experience, maybe. And so he said, like for this book, he sort of like his mom was a housewife, and he just like never took her seriously growing up. Like he was just like, all she does is like go shopping and pick us up from soccer practice. Like what a boring life she must lead. But then like as he's like gotten older, he's realized like all the sacrifices that she's made, and that she was more than just a housewife. And so he wanted to write a book where like his mom was the hero.
Aww.
But he also wanted to pit her against Dracula.
Ooh.
Basically. Yeah. So the book is really cool. It's like split into kind of parts, and each part is the current book that they're reading for their book club.
Oh.
So part 1 is Cry the Beloved Country, and it takes place in November of I put 88, but I'm pretty sure it's, or 98, but I'm pretty sure it's 88, because I think we start in the 80s. Yeah, it's November 1988.
Okay.
And so the book centers around Patricia Campbell. She's a housewife living in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. She's got 2 kids, Corey and Blue. And she has a husband, Carter, and then his mother, who they call Miss Mary, is living with them. She has dementia. So she's like living with them full time, and they're like taking care of her. And this is kind of weighing on Patricia, because she has like the 2 kids. She's also, her husband Carter is like a psychiatrist. And so he works a lot and is not home and is not helping. And it's like her taking care of everybody basically. So she's kind of new to town. She has joined this book club called the Literary Guild of Mount Pleasant. and it's kind of run by this lady called Marjorie Fretwell, who's like she's like a stuck-up housewife. Like she's kind of just obnoxious and like pretentious and sort of the worst. And Patricia is supposed to lead their discussion tonight over a book called Cry the Beloved Children. I've not heard of this. It kind of sounded a little like, I don't want to say boring, because I do feel like it probably like is one of those books that like does mean something. Like it was like about a topic that was important, especially in the 80s and at the time. But she hasn't read it. And she's supposed to, she's like literally about to leave for book club. She hasn't read the book. So this Miss, Marjorie Fretwell is the one that's like basically dictating the books that they have to read at book club. And it kind of seems like she's making reading like not fun, and she's like making them read what she calls the great books of the Western world. So it's just like they're like important books, I'm sure, but not like fun books to actually read.
Throw a fun one in there.
Yeah. So Patricia has, many reasons for not finishing the book. She's the mother of 2 kids. One's a teenager. She's taking care of her mother-in-law with dementia, and all without the help of her psychiatrist husband, who's too busy. So she couldn't get out of the discussion. She goes to Marjorie's house, and when it's her turn to speak, she pulls what I call a crazy 3rd grade I didn't read the book report, where she's just like talking about everything in like really general terms, and it's becoming very obvious to Marjorie that she didn't read the book. So Marjorie like picks up on it. She starts asking her kind of like specific questions about the book, because I think the book's about like Africa. And she says something about like how does like Nelson Mandela, like how is he, portrayed in the book or whatever. And she's like, oh, he's portrayed really good. Like
it's real nice.
Yeah, and she's like, the book was actually written before Nelson Mandela was like,
gotcha.
Yeah, so it was like one of those things. And so she's realizing that Patricia did not read the book. So she asks, if anyone else wants to lead the discussion. And apparently no one else has read the book.
Oh.
So it's not just Patricia that's annoyed by these book choices. So Marjorie's outraged. The women are like really uncomfortable and start making excuses to leave. Outside Marjorie's house, one of the women, her name is Kitty Scruggs, approaches Patricia, tells her that she's going to form her own book club. Her and like a couple of the other girls are already like down to do it.
I love the way this is in my head.
Yeah, no, they need to make like a movie. They probably are going to make a movie or a show or something about it. I don't know if they do a movie or a show.
They better do a show. They always do a better job on.
Yeah, I'm curious as long as they just like make it like a mini series or something. As long as they just like end it. So Patricia asks like what book they're going to read. And she says it's called Evidence of Love, A True Story of Passion and Death in the Suburbs. Mm. So to Patricia, the book looks like a trashy true crime paperback. But to her surprise, she reads it in 3 days.
Oh, she's into it.
Yeah. So it's like trashy, but good.
Awesome.
Yeah. So she goes to their first book club meeting. They have it. So there's a whole new group. It's Patricia, Kitty, this other woman, Mary Ellen, and this other woman, Slick, which Slick is like really religious. And she actually tells her husband that they're doing a Bible study group. It's not like a book club, it's Bible study. And that's like the only way she's allowed to go.
Aw.
Yeah. I like Slick. Slick's cool. So they find that they like really enjoy talking about these like true crime novels. No, it's not a novel. True crime books, right? Because novel is fiction.
Novel is fiction.
Yeah, but anyway, they really enjoy talking about these true crime books.
Yeah.
This particular one is about a woman murdering her best friend with an axe, which I'm pretty sure I actually know about this one. I think this was a Hulu series, and I think Apple TV also did it. Who is it? Nope. Gosh, no one's names are coming to me. Elizabeth Olsen is in the new one. The other one, the Hulu one, was. I keep wanting to say Jessica Alba, but it's not. There's Jessica Biel. It was Jessica Biel. But it's like a story that takes place in the 80s, and it's like a woman that like tries to have an affair or something, and she ends up having an affair with like one of her friend's husbands.
Oh.
I'm probably butchering this, but they end up basically like the girl ends up. I don't remember who kills who.
Somebody gets killed.
Somebody gets killed. But anyway, so they end up like talking about this book for like hours, and they're just like, yeah, this is so much better than the like literary guild, whatever book club that they're.
Entertaining.
Yeah. So it picks up on part 2, and we're on a new book, Helter Skelter. So it's 1993, so it's been like 5 years. So they've been doing the book club for this long. And I do love like all the book references in this book. Like
he does a really good job at references. The author.
Have you read Helter Skelter?
I haven't.
Oh, that's a good one. That is really good. Like it just made me want to reread like a lot of these books.
When I was in my true crime deep dive part of life, like I just was not into the Manson family.
Yeah, I think it's most.
But now that I'm not really so succumbed by
I think it was one because it's so popular. When I did start getting into true crime, it was one of the ones I was like, I got to read this book now. Like it was I felt like I had to, but I thought it was really good.
I think I have a copy of it somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll eventually read it.
Yeah. So they're talking about Helter Skelter by Vincent Bugliosi. I don't know how to say his name. But they, so like some other like quote unquote classics that they've read this year were In Cold Blood, Zodiac, and The Stranger Beside Me.
Oh.
So they're just like killing it on the true
they
crime.
read some good ones too.
Yeah, this really made me want to read The Stranger Beside Me again. Yeah. It's been a while. I actually bought it recently at a used bookstore.
I think I have a hard copy of it.
Yeah, it's man. So in their kind of discussions, the women are talking about how they handle like newcomers in their neighborhood, which is called the Old Village. One of the women says that she likes to bake them a pie and take it over. By the time that she leaves, she knows where they're from, what their husband does for a living, and how many people live in the house. Oh, so it's just like her way of like
scoping it
out. Another woman says that she writes down license plate numbers of cars that she doesn't recognize. So she's just like all these women are so snoopy. But like it's kind of great because it's like because of these true crime novels that they're just like
they're paranoid enough. To watch out
like it's a good
things.
In my head it's like a good kind of paranoid. I don't know, but like we're stopping serial killers.
It's your own neighborhood watch.
Yeah, exactly. So one of the women asks if anyone has seen this like white van parked in front of old Mrs. Savage's house. So someone says it actually belongs to her nephew. So Anne Savage apparently has been sick, can't get out of bed. So the family sent down this nephew to take care of her. And apparently this van is just like tinted windows. And it's like they live in like a nice neighborhood, so it kind of stands out. So like, of course, this license plate got written down.
It's been researched.
Yeah. So that night, Patricia, when she gets home from book club, she notices that her son Blue hasn't taken the trash bins to the end of the driveway, which is like his job. So she walks over to the side of the house. She brings a flashlight with her because apparently it is scary on the side of the house. And she sees like a bunch of the trash from the trash cans. There's like all over the ground.
In disarray?
It's in disarray. Like just like someone's been going through the trash. She follows the trail of trash and ends up finding an old woman in a pink nightgown crouched in the alley eating a dead raccoon's like insides.
Ew.
Yeah, it's really gross. So she recognizes her as Mrs. Savage, like the woman they were just talking about. And she's just like, Miss Savage? Like, what are you doing? And when Miss Savage notices Patricia, she starts like sniffing the air like an animal. Like I just picture her like just like crouched down. Like
I feel like I've seen
and she's just
like
yeah, like
I feel like I've seen like a clip of somebody doing just this. Like a creepy
like very
clip.
very gross and creepy. And then Miss Savage just like basically like jumps on top of Patricia and like tries to start to like eat her face. So Patricia, like from like I like even kind of reread this part because I was like writing the little summary on it, and I was like, she like isn't really fighting back very well. like I'm like, is she even fighting back? It's like the way that I read it, it's just she's just like no, like just like arms
There's
by
no
her side, like arms by her side, just like oh no, I can't believe this is happening to me. And I'm like, girl, fight back.
She got a freeze problem.
Yeah,
okay?
I think she froze for sure.
Bless her heart.
I know, she just lays there. So Miss Savage was trying to eat her face. So Miss Savage ends up like basically latching on to like Patricia's ear.
Ew.
And like bites the lobe like
Okay,
completely
Mike
off.
Tyson.
Like earring and all. Like she just like literally just like
Huh.
eats the earring.
Huh.
Patricia like starts screaming finally. And like just at that time, her husband Carter gets home from work and like saves her from the rabid Mrs. Savage. So it kind of skips ahead. Patricia is recovering from her bite wound, which literally she just is missing her lobe now.
Lobe, yeah.
And she finds out that Mrs. Savage died in the hospital, and that they found strange marks on her inner thigh that may indicate that she was using drugs.
Oh, like track marks?
Yeah,
kind of thing?
and so like they're like, oh, that kind of maybe explains why she was acting so crazy, like a rabid animal. But she didn't have rabies. Like they tested her for all that. Like it was weird. She also learns that Mrs. Savage's nephew, his name is James Harris, is now taking over her house and is going to stay in town. So he's just going to start living in her house.
He's the new neighbor.
Yeah, he's a new guy. So even though she was the victim in all of this, she feels awful that Miss Savage has died. So she decides that she needs to take a casserole over to James Harris, to give her condolences, because that's what Southern women do. They just give casseroles. That's how the casserole cures all. So she gets to Miss Savage's house. She's knocking on the door. No one's answering. She sees like the white van with tinted windows it's like parked like in the lawn, like under a tree. So it's like
shaded.
Yeah. And she like knows that. So she like knows he's there. So she's like knocking at the door. She decides to try the front door. She's like, I'll just leave the casserole on the kitchen counter and just like leave or whatever. All innocent enough. So the front door is unlocked. So she just
I'll just let myself in.
So she just walks in the house. The air conditioner is running, and I guess because it's the 80s, I don't know. She thinks that this is like proof that someone has to be home because my air conditioner runs all day, but you know, we're also home all day mostly because my husband works from home, but the dogs would get so hot.
They would be so stinky and sweaty.
Yeah, we gotta leave that AC on for them. So I said, as any Snoopy housewife would, she decides to just like go through the hallway and look in the bedroom. And she sees a man on the bed, like dead. And so she used to be a nurse. So she's just like fully prepared to handle. Yeah, she like knows how to handle the situation. She like checks for blockages in his airway to make sure he hasn't like choked on something. She starts performing CPR. And at her second attempt of chest compressions, the man like wakes up. He's just like, and he's just like, "Who are you? What are you doing in my house? And like, what the fuck are you doing to me? Like, why are you like why are you on top of me?" Patricia's like super embarrassed. He's like angry at her, and so she just like abruptly leaves.
Casseroles in the kitchen.
And she's yeah, basically. And she's just like so embarrassed. She like doesn't want to tell anybody because she's like she thinks that she misdiagnosed him being dead, basically. So like as a nurse, she's embarrassed that she like she like doesn't want to tell anybody. Yeah. She doesn't tell her husband, she doesn't tell her friends, she doesn't tell anybody that's like this encounter happened.
Yeah.
So the next night during dinner with her family, the doorbell rings. Patricia goes to answer it, and it's James Harris at her door. And he is like looking a lot better.
He looks laugh.
He's looking better. And he wants to apologize for his behavior, and Patricia also apologizes for like just coming into his house. And so they're just like kind of standing at the door, each kind of apologizing to each other. And Patricia asks James if he would like to meet her family, and he tries to act like it, you know, he doesn't want to interrupt dinner. And they're he doesn't want to.
Yeah.
And she said she'd consider it a personal favor if he did. And he said, only if it's a real invitation. And she says, consider yourself invited.
Oh.
And I'm going to end it there.
Okay.
So she lets this man into her house.
I want to know what happens now.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, like I said, like this is only, like I feel like, yeah, like it gets crazy.
You left on a good cliffhanger.
Yeah, I wanted to leave, like, because even I wrote like 2.5 pages almost, and this is only 75 pages into the book, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. And usually I try to stay under 100 if it's not like a super long book.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to say like probably like 65% of the book is when it starts to get really good.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, it's good for a while, but I will say like the book is like really frustrating for a while too. Like you just get really mad at these like fictional characters.
Man.
I'm just like yelling at the characters in my head. But
what
yeah,
are you doing?
I know. I'm just yeah. It's really frustrating, but it's a really good book. Like, if anyone reads it, like let me know, in the comments or whatever, like what you thought, because wow, like I said, I was like pulling my hair out. Like,
just this is.
It's
insane.
gross. I'll say yeah. So like it's really gross. I think that's when I was pulling my hair out.
Was in the gross parts.
In the gross parts. Yeah.
I want to read it.
Yeah, you should. You should get the audiobook.
I've been really bad about listening to audiobooks lately, though.
I think this is a good one. I think he writes really like simply enough that it's easy to follow.
Yeah.
Because I think my issue with audiobooks is I tend to like my brain starts to think about other things.
Yeah.
And like I think it's a lot is like I think in the beginning that happened a little bit in this book, but then it's like stuff starts getting so crazy that you're like
can't not
yeah,
look away,
you're just like
you
what
will.
is happening? Like, oh my god. But I will say it is very Dracula-esque.
Okay. Did you read Dracula?
I've tried.
It's so hard.
Multiple times.
Same.
I even tried there's this thing called Dracula Daily, where they send you like an email because Dracula is like
I think you were
like
the
a
one that told
diary.
me about
Yeah,
that.
it's like a diary.
It sends you an entry
and it sends you an entry
day.
every day from the diary. So it's like the day that the entry was written in the book, you get it. Yeah,
that's really cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But they get so the first are short, so it's like I literally always just get to the part where he like meets Dracula. I've seen all the movies.
And then I'm like, I'm done.
I know. It's just so old Englishy, or I don't even know if that's the right word, but it's just old language. It's hard to
Somebody that
get
we used
into.
to work with at the bookstore gave me like a really good audiobook version of it.
Okay.
But it's like the discs.
Oh. I wonder if we could find it like on Libby or something.
That version. I'll have to look. Or
like I use that Libro FM. They might have something.
Yeah. She was the only one that she was like, this was the only way I read this book was this specific audiobook.
Yeah, because we've even tried the audiobook like on road trips and stuff, and I just fall asleep.
I just cannot.
I can't. I get so it's just the language
makes your eyes real heavy.
Yeah, definitely. You could probably fall asleep to Dracula for sure.
If you need something to put you to sleep,
yeah,
might work.
Yeah.
Cool.
We watched what's the one with like Keanu Reeves? Was that like a 90s version? Like Keanu Reeves and Winona Ryder. We watched that one kind of recently.
It's been so long since I've watched like a Dracula-esque flick.
Yeah. I mean, I love vampires.
Mm-hmm.
And a cool thing about this is like they dig into like all the vampire literature and lore.
Ooh.
And I think that's cool.
Maybe I'll brush up on my vampire lore and stuff beforehand.
They do their research and it's cool.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
We'll check it out.
You should. Anything else that we should say before we go?
I don't think I have anything.
Okay. So your book, to remind everybody.
My book was The Road to Roswell by Connie Willis.
And mine was The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. Oh, I forgot to mention, it was a 3.78.
Oh.
So I think I would have given this more of a 4.
Yeah. It wasn't far off.
Yeah. So I think it falls under that, like why it was a lower than I expected. So.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Catch us in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.